Gomez with TeNesha here. TeNesha, what time you got on the clock there over on the computer on your side of the board there?
7:45 on the stinking button.
Yeah, you do. That means a visit from our Tuesday morning business coach. It's Jeff Rogers from JeffRogersCoach.com. Jeff, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, team. How are we this morning? It's kind of dreary out there.
Just a little.
Yeah, it's like, well, you know, it's Labor Day weekend is like now, for example, I don't care what my lawn looks like. It's like it's after Labor Day. It's like, okay, as long as it looks good from the road, that's all I care.
All is well, right? Well, I'm with you on that. I gave ours the once over this weekend, too. Called it a day. That was it, the final effort.
That's it. I mean, I'm going to mow it, don't get me wrong. I'm not like done taking care of it, but from here out, it's like, it is what it is.
It is that.
You get what you get. Highlight of your weekend, Jeff. What'd you do? Where'd you go?
You know, we spent a lot of time on Tenacity with family and friends and did some floating and just some good relaxing. So it was a great weekend. It truly was. How about you guys?
I was at the fair yesterday, worked there for most of the day. And then it was Labor Day stuff. My lawn for the final for the final time right there. And then TeNesha was at the game Saturday, and it was exciting there.
And 44th birthday
right?
on Sunday.
That's right.
Happy birthday!
Yes.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, thank you. So good weekend.
And with that, you had some gifts for us here today. Can we talk about those? Yeah, these are very nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Is this and you made this is from you? Literally.
Yeah. Patty and I made that. It's not. I'm going to tell you. Reserve judgment until you drink it, right? You probably won't be my friend after that. But Ralphie has this great tradition, right? He brings all this stuff in every Tuesday.
He does.
And so I wanted to be part of that, right? So it was great. So I hope you enjoy it.
You got one up on him right now.
I don't know about that. He's pretty consistent.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, and this actually feeds right into what you were going to talk about here today, because when I came in the studio, I was looking at the label, and that particular part of Italy is represented on there, but I missed when you said that you made this wine.
Me too. I missed it too when listening.
So we're talking about active listening.
That's
today.
right.
Great lead into that.
Yes.
That's why you know
done this before?
We have whiskey at 7 a.m. here, Jeff. Just so you know.
Yeah, you know, active listening, it's something that is really difficult for a lot of people, myself included. I struggle with it to this day. What I do requires to actively listen, being a business coach, to listen. And, you know, I kind of put some notes to the concept of what makes a really good active listener. So I'll just go down the list and we can chat about it quick. But to actively listen, you got to pay attention and acknowledge what's being said. And then number 2 is to appropriately respond in a measured way. And we'll talk a little bit about that. 3 is to provide relevant feedback. 4 is to demonstrate that you're listening. 5 is to suspend judgment while listening, hard for most. And then 6, to summarize and recap, right? When you think about that, you're just listening, and you got to think about all of those things in the background, and that's really, really hard. So to break it down and make it more simple, kind of think of how does it sound, what does it look like, and how does it feel? And kind of break it down into those ideas. And if all those things are green light go, then you're probably doing a good job of it. Actively listening.
And it seems like the first one that you have, pay attention and acknowledge, is very easy for most people when you start off listening, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but the second one, when you say appropriately respond in a measured fashion, what does that mean?
So tone, right? You ever watched an engagement and somebody's being very calm and the reaction on the other side is like ballistic, crazyville?
Like 0 to 100 and like...
What got said there,
the
right?
finger, the neck roll.
Yeah, you start watching it happening and all of a sudden it's gone sideways when you can't get it back.
Right. Exactly. So you need to respond in a measure. Yes.
Yeah, and when you think about it again, everything we talk about is to break it down personally, professionally, and organizationally. And so a lot of times, you know, we as leaders, when you even think about it, as a parent, as a spouse, a significant other, whatever, because you care, you're always trying to solve something. You're trying to solve a problem. So often, and it was pointed out to me by my daughter, one time, she was frustrated with me and said, "Why can't you just listen to me? Why do you have to solve everything?"
Right.
Wow, it stopped me in my tracks, and it really caused me to write this. And the idea is, why am I doing that? That's not valuing the situation, right? Sometimes it's just to be heard.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've said that before, especially in customer service. You know, when someone's calling someone on the phone, and you're in as a customer service rep, you're like, you know, they're wrong, you know, but that's not what the person wants to hear. They don't want to hear. They just want to be heard.
There it is.
Right. Here's another one that I circled because I feel like this may be hard for some people. Well, not really. Demonstrate your listening is shaking your head, nodding.
Yeah.
Those are the responses.
We give cues in here, right? You guys go back and forth. I'm new to the party, so I watch with intensity what goes on, so I know when we're ready to go. And
sure,
yeah.
So that eye contact is very important. That nod.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, you know, you ever talk with somebody and they're always looking in the distance, and you're like, "Are you listening?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Give me a break here." You know, and so to actively listen is to lean in.
Mm-hmm.
To show that you care. Like,
yeah.
It really comes down to that. That's the how does it feel?
Right. Now, suspend judgment. That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's tough. We like to judge. That's what people do.
I know. That's what you do. That's how we were built.
I know.
In the Business Tip Tuesday, I put in there, the idea there is, you know, is something is coming at you, if it's personally and maybe it's a little critical, what is it that we do? We posture up, we straighten, we tighten up our facial expressions.
Their temples start to grind because you're like,
right. And now what does that do for the benefit of the conversation? Nothing, because now the person might shut down or become more aggressive and lean in and go at it harder.
Right.
Rather than if we were just kind of let it happen and listen, maybe we can respond appropriately in the right tone and get to an outcome that's desired, not one that happens.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this Business Tip Tuesday leans into also your personal life.
Oh, it's everything. You know, I think that's one of the funniest things. Being a business coach, I always thought it was about business X's and O's, and it's not. It's about people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all people, human beings, and we all have needs, desires, wants, things that have to happen.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Go to JeffRogersCoach.com. And Jeff, some of the fall events that you have planned are coming here soon. It's September 6th.
They're coming right up. Yeah, that's great. So we're loading in right now the Elite Owner Executive Development Series and the Elite Supervisor Manager Development Series. We're about half loaded, and there's still seats available locally in our Syracuse training room and virtually, and we've got people registering from all over the country and now the world. So those programs start in the beginning of October, and we need to have everybody seated by September 22nd.
Okay.
So a lot of people have been questioning, hey, what do I need to do, blah, blah, blah. I would suggest that we start doing it now if you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, thanks. We will catch up again next Tuesday, another Business Tip Tuesday with Jeff Rogers. Jeff, thanks. We'll see you next week.
Great chatting with you guys. Bye.